Welcome back to Chat Like a Native. So today, we're basically giving you the blueprint to move past just, correct English towards natural English, the kind that really sounds effortless.
Hmm.
Smooth.
Exactly. And we're going to show you why maybe focusing on just 3-word pairs a day can actually be way more powerful than, like, memorizing a huge list of words.
Yeah, that intense focus works.
We've boiled down these key skills into a quick, practical conversation for you.
Okay, so let's dive right in with how native speech sounds. Maybe the biggest thing you notice is that we don't treat words like separate little bricks.
Right.
We link them. It's called connected speech. Words just kind of flow into each other.
Okay, let's try that right now. Just repeat after me, okay? And really try to glue those sounds. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat.
I'm going to eat.
Yeah. See, gonna is just gonna, but smushed together it becomes this one quick fluid sound.
And the key thing there is not stopping. If you pause, like, I'm goning, it just breaks that natural flow.
You want to make it smooth. One continuous sort of stream of sound. And that's smoothness. That's instantly recognizable. It's your first big step away from sounding like you're reading off a list.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit more. If we're aiming for smoothness, why do some people, even if they speak fast, still sound kind of choppy? It can't just be speed, right?
No, you're absolutely right. It's not just speed. It's more like the music of the language.
The rhythm.
The music.
Okay.
Exactly. The core idea here is all about emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
See, English doesn't stress every single word equally. We have what you could call strong words.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the important ones, like nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs. They carry the main meaning.
And the others?
And then we have the light words, the small functional ones,
Okay.
prepositions, articles, auxiliary verbs. They often get reduced.
Ah, so this pattern of strong and light words, that creates the beat.
Precisely.
And when learners maybe give every word the same weight, that's where the choppiness comes from. It's about the emphasis pattern, not just going faster.
You got it.
Let's make that really clear. Try practicing this phrase. I want to go to the show fee. If you're listening, maybe tap your finger on the strong words. Want, go, shop, shoppy. Can you feel that rhythm?
And notice how the little words, the to and they almost disappear, right? They get squeezed.
Yeah, they're really quick.
This is super important because when you train your ear to actually hear this rhythm, your brain stops getting confused when a small word is, like, swallowed or rushed.
Ah, so comprehension gets easier too.
Definitely, because you start anticipating the music.
Okay, so we need to practice this music, and a great way is using a technique called shadowing.
Mm-hmm. Shadowing.
Which just means copying everything, the sound, the speed, even the emotion of a speaker, like exactly.
Okay, let's try putting connected speech and rhythm together. How about a common question? What I think. It says it smoothly, maybe slightly deliberately. What I think.
Okay, the linking is perfect there, but let's punch up the rhythm a bit, make it faster. The wait part should be really short and strong, and think is the main stress syllable. Try making it really snappy, quick, intense, precise.
Right. Faster and punchier. Okay. Word guy think.
Yes, much better. See, it's almost like physical training for your mouth, not just, learning rules in your head.
It really is muscle memory.
So, okay, we've got the music, the rhythm, but I know people who kind of get the rhythm down, but their word choice still sounds a little unnatural, a bit strange. What's going on there?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So if rhythm is the sound, the next big thing is let's say, the glue that holds words together in natural ways.
The glue.
Yeah, and this brings us to collocations.
Right, collocations, which is basically just natural word partners, isn't it? The words that just sound right together because, well, that's just how native speakers say it.
Yeah.
Like, we say, do homework, not make homework. Even though make isn't grammatically wrong, it just feels off.
Precisely. Or why do we usually say catch a cold? You could say get a cold, and people would understand. But catch a cold is the standard, the established partnership.
The default.
Yeah, the default. We use it automatically without thinking. And this is where trying to translate word for word from your own language can really trip you up. You end up with phrases that are grammatically okay, but just unnatural.
Oh, I totally remember doing that. Trying to learn German, I once said the literal equivalent of I have big hunger. Perfect grammar.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my friend just looked at me funny. What I should have said was something like, I'm starving, or I'm really hungry.
That's the perfect example. That's collocations in action. They really define fluency. And that connects back to your earlier point about focusing on, say, 3-word pairs a day.
Right.
Instead of just learning the word powerful on its own, learn powerful argument. Or instead of just take a break, take a photo, take a chance, you're learning a ready-made chunk.
Package deals. I like that. And that ties right into another thing, formula phrases. These ready-made chunks that kind of smooth out conversation while your brain is busy working.
That's a great way to think about it. Phrases like, at the end of the day, or to be honest, or generally speaking, they act as these little cognitive buffers.
Yeah, they give you instant smoothness, don't they? Because while you're saying this chunk you already know, your brain gets like 2 or 3 precious seconds to actually plan the next bit, the really important content of your sentence.
Exactly.
So you sound fluent even while you're thinking.
It's the difference between going, ooh, ooh, while you search for the right verb, versus smoothly saying, long story short, pause ones, we decided to stay home instead. See?
Buys you time.
Okay, let's practice that. Let's try upgrading a basic phrase. Like, instead of just saying, I'm very busy, which is fine, totally correct, but a bit basic, let's use a stronger collocation or expression.
Okay. How about substituting something for busy? Try saying this. I'm swamped today.
Nice. I'm swamped today.
Sounds much more natural. Okay, now try another one, maybe implying it's been busy for a while. It's been a hectic week.
It's been a hectic week. Good one.
Right. And the idea is to try and use just one of these upgraded expressions each day. Replace a basic word you already use with something a bit stronger, a bit more natural.
Yeah, that consistency really builds up over time.
Okay, now this is where it gets really, really useful, I think. We're going to cover the top 3, tiny mistakes that instantly make English sound kind of translated, not natural.
Little giveaways.
Yeah. But the fixes are small shifts that make a huge difference.
Okay, pitfall number 1. Using empty fillers. So when you pause to think, which everyone does,
totally normal.
many learners fall back on sounds from their first language, like or maybe just awkward silence. This can signal stress, and it breaks the conversational flow.
Okay, so what's the fix?
The fix is simple. Consciously replace them with natural English fillers. So next time you need a second, try saying, or the super useful one. Let me think.
Let me think.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Just that one small deliberate change can break that habit and make you sound instantly calmer, more fluent.
Okay, pitfall number 2.
Forcing wrong collocations. We kind of touched on this, but it's huge. It's probably the #1 translation trap. You think of the phrase in your language for something simple like, take a picture, and maybe your language uses a verb like make, so you translate it literally to make a picture.
Right, which just sounds wrong in English.
Exactly. So the fix here needs a bit of discipline, but it's straightforward. Keep a dedicated collocation notebook or a note on your phone, whatever.
Okay.
Just write down and actively try to reuse maybe 3 natural partnerships every day. Things like take a break, make an effort, pay attention. That small, focused practice helps you avoid that literal translation trap. It wires in the correct pairings.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And pitfall number 3, lazy mouth syndrome. No, this isn't really about being lazy. It's just about not having trained the specific muscle movements that English needs, especially for tricky sounds or quick consonant clusters that might not exist in your first language, like the sound, for example.
Yeah, the th. Always tricky.
So the fix is really practical. Do 2 minutes of mouth gym every day.
Yeah.
Seriously. Pick a tricky sound like the, and just practice it quickly and precisely. Say words like think, thought, through, thick, thin, over and over, fast.
Like tongue twisters almost.
Kinda. You're building the physical muscle memory for English sounds. That means your pronunciation will hold up better even when you're speaking quickly or feeling a bit nervous.
Okay, got it. Mouth gym. I like that. Right, time for 3 quick checks to see if this is sinking in. Just listen and tell yourself the answer quietly.
All right. Question 1. What's the term for those natural word partnerships, the ones that just sound right together, like catch a cold?
Question 2. When a native speaker uses a ready-made chunk like at the end of the day to buy themselves thinking time, what's that kind of phrase called?
And question 3, if you're practicing by copying a speaker's sound, speed, and emotion exactly, what's that technique called?
Okay, let's see. If you thought collocation, formula phrase, and shadowing, then you've definitely grabbed the main ideas for sounding smoother and more natural.
Yeah, well done if you got those. You're on the right track.
So let's kind of wrap this up. What does all this mean for you? We've looked at small, really doable habits.
Yeah, the focus really isn't on achieving some kind of impossible perfection overnight. It's about these repeatable little steps. Consistency over intensity, almost.
Right. So the three biggest takeaways, the things you should really start doing today are.
Okay, first, ride the rhythm. Really lean into stressing the important words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and let those little function words be light and quick. Feel the music.
Second, glue words naturally. Focus your vocabulary learning on collocations, those word partnerships. Don't just learn single words. Remember that idea.
Hmm.
3 natural partnerships a day. That's your secret weapon.
Okay, rhythm and collocations. And third,
And third, use formula chunks. Start noticing and using those ready-made phrases like, to be honest, or it goes without saying. They give you breathing room and boost your fluency instantly.
perfect. Okay, here's your 60-second challenge. Sometime today, after you finish listening, take just 60 seconds and tell yourself a little micro story out loud. Maybe describe something funny that happened, or a problem you solved at work, or just what you had for breakfast. Focus on keeping your past tense verbs accurate, and try to use at least one strong collocation and one formula phrase you learned about. Just 60 seconds out loud. That talking to yourself practice the micro story, it sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful for making these habits stick. It turns theory into actual speaking practice.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this exploration of how to really chat like a native. Keep practicing those small habits. Consistency is everything.
It really is. It's those, sometimes boring, repeatable steps that eventually make sounding natural feel effortless.
Couldn't agree more. Join us next time when we investigate how changing just one tiny setting on your phone might actually boost your English vocabulary without you even trying too hard. Until then, keep talking.